and clapping for the last time in season 5. 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year, almost.
Oh yeah, what date is it that this goes out?
31st.
31st. Oh, do you know where I am? Because actually, no, I don't, because we haven't booked it yet. But we're going away somewhere. And
Ooh,
I've had my
London?
holiday approved. No, far away from London. I've had my holiday approved from work. I've got the full 2 weeks over Christmas off, which I haven't had since 2015.
I hope you have to quarantine.
We're not going that far away.
No, just chat. I hope you have to quarantine before you go away.
Oh right, thanks.
I hope your New Year's shit.
Hang on, what? Not last New Year. Was it the New Year before that you came down? Was it the New Year before that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
One of those three options. I think it was year before last. Yeah, because last year I was in London. Year
Yeah.
before that I was in London as well. So yeah, it would have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Came down. Yeah, because I had nothing. You were like, what are your plans for New Year? And I was like, oh, nothing really. You were like, come down. I was like, oh, all right then.
Well, now I have plans. See, it worked.
I didn't fucking leave for like 2 or 3 days.
We're doing the top 5s
Yep.
of the year.
Yep. Normally when
For
we're
the
doing this,
5th
it's really
time.
cold outside.
Yeah, I'm roasting. It's so hot because it's
Like the
September.
hottest day of the year.
Yeah, it wasn't far off. Yeah, we've had some decent shows this year.
Yeah.
I
It's
think,
weird because it feels like a
ooh.
long and short year.
Yeah, it's been a weird one, hasn't it? Like, for me, I think it's felt short, just short. But then, in saying that, I look back at like some of the early stuff, like The Prisoner, and that feels like it was fucking ages ago. That's the one with the big white blob. Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah, the one where he's driving down like Millbank
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
no traffic.
Yeah.
This annoys me.
So you just drive straight around like Parliament Square as well.
Yeah.
And there's like
But you
no
know
other
what-
cars.
Do you know what's weird? I've done that now. Because I drove through central London in lockdown.
Oh yeah,
There was
that is weird.
nothing about it. I was like, this is... So and that was my biggest gripe with the opening of that show. I was like, I'm just doing it. And just, oh, there's Buckingham Palace.
Nice.
I bet he didn't have to pay fucking 30 quid for the congestion charge, though.
No, I doubt it. And to be fair, they probably wouldn't police it, you know, if you did, because there's no speed cameras, is there? Where did speed cameras become? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Are you trying not to get sidetracked like we did last week with the goose?
Completely. Right, we'll start with you, shall we? You're number 5, please. Oh yeah,
Do you know
we'll do
what-
5 to 1, ending with our favourite. And
Do you know
yeah,
what
we
the
should.
honourable mentions? Should we...
We should probably do that. Bloody hell, we haven't done one
wait,
of these
no.
for.
Should we do that
about
at
a
the
year.
end so that we don't do what normally happens, which is one of us goes, "Oh no, that's on my
Oh, that
list."
was. Oh yeah, that's my number 1. Yeah, that's a really
yeah.
good idea actually. So yeah, we'll count down from 5 to 1. The rule is if you had seen the TV show
Sounds
before
like you're struggling
we
so hard
spoke
to get
about
that
it.
out.
I was just trying to think of it. And I was like, just want to make sure I get this right. So if you have seen it before we spoke about it, it couldn't be eligible for your favourite because otherwise mine would just be. Well, there's a show on here that it just is better than all the other shows. But I won't say what it is because I've got a feeling it might be on your list. So your number 5.
My number 5. Castle Rock.
You surprised me. Yeah, Castle Rock couldn't be on mine because I'd seen it before. But
That's the thing. I
I
enjoyed
like-
it, but haven't watched any more of it.
yeah,
Wait,
that's
did we do Mr. Mercedes this year? Or was that last year?
that was last year because it was quite high on both our lists last year, I think.
Yeah, because I watched more of that this year. I watched Castle Rock and went, I like a bit of Stephen King.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
what
go
got you
watch Mr.
into it.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Wasn't that what got us into the? Because then I signed up for Audible as well, and I was listening to. We were then listening to a
11,
couple of
22,
his books, weren't
63.
we? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Castle Rock's fun. It's like it's sort of Stephen King did like shared universes before shared universes was a thing, and Castle Rock is just that, and it's just like different aspects of his story showing up in the same place. I really liked it. I've not watched. I haven't finished series 1, but I don't think I had many episodes left, and I'm intrigued about series 2 because it's constantly being thrown up in my Amazon recommends.
Yeah, and it's
Because
got
they do Misery or something.
Bill.
Skarsgård?
Yep, that's the one.
There's no need to be racist about it.
That's what I was saying.
It would appear you're a racist, father.
It's in a couple of years. We'll get to that.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I like Castle Rock.
I enjoyed it, but I just keep forgetting about it.
Mm.
Which is weird that it's made the list. I just was looking back at the list, just like, fucking, that was good. But I didn't watch any more of 11, 22, 63 either. I just listened to the book and went, bet they fucking ruined that.
Well, I mean, so the second half of the first episode is about 3/4 of the way through the fucking book.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I think it annoys me that I know that the TV show doesn't go to Derry.
Yeah.
Where the book goes to Derry and he's interacting with the Losers Club, and I'm like, fucking gimme that. Piece of shit TV show.
Yeah. But also, Castle Rock is actually quite scary. Like, I thought it was quite spooky.
Yeah, it had. But what's weird is because
moments,
it's not based on a book. It's based on essentially the location that you never go to in the books.
Yeah, and the characters as well. Because there are some direct relations to characters in other Stephen King stuff in the show.
Cool. I think I'd probably have to watch it again because I hadn't. Because it was.
Well, you didn't know any at that point.
Because it was Mr. Mercedes, and then watching 11, 22, 63 and Castle Rock, that was like, maybe I should
listen to Joe because he's been talking about Stephen King for his entire fucking life.
No, I think you'll find, mate, I fucking discovered Stephen King. No one had heard of him until I discovered him.
Yep,
in 1973 when I suggested to a guy like, hey, some cunts written this book called Carrie. I think should make it into a film.
Have you read Carrie? Have you seen Carrie?
I've seen, not read, had no idea it was Stephen King.
Have you seen the original or the remake?
I've seen the 70s one. I haven't seen the remake.
Yeah, same. I've not seen the remake.
We should watch the remake.
I really like the book. The way the book's written is really, really cool.
Is it written from her point of view?
Partially, but then it's also partially as sort of it gets to the end of the story, it goes through new shows. So while she's going off and doing all the rampage and stuff, it's written from the perspective of the people reporting the news, and so it's effectively, I think the whole book is as if it's. I think I've got this right. It's been a while since I read it, but I'm pretty sure it's as if someone's done research into telekinesis and they're writing about the Carrie White incident as it.
Oh, sort of like a thesis sort of thing.
Kind of, and then it splits off into the actual story as well. So it'll go into Carrie's point of view. It's not exclusively from Carrie's point of view.
Complicated, especially for a first published book.
Well, I mean,
I know it's been 1 or 2 a
good.
year since then.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, it's great. I really like Carrie. I really like Castle Rock. I like Stephen King quite a lot.
Never would have known. Never.
Nope.
Well, that's the thing. When we were watching Mr. Mercedes last year, I didn't even realise that it was Stephen King. There was a little bit, and because I remember I looked down just exactly for the bit that said based on the novel by Stephen King. I looked up and went, it's a fucking Pennywise mask. That's a reference and a half. And then I was listening to the book and I was like, oh no, even in the book he wears a fucking Pennywise mask, which is mental.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm pretty sure they reference it in the book. It's now been a while since I listened to the book, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they reference it as oh yeah, he had a Pennywise mask on. I was like, the fuck do you cunts know about Pennywise?
Turns out, quite a bit.
You just sort of sat there like, if you know about Pennywise, have you considered going the fuck to Derry and telling those idiots about it?
I really want to know. Like, I don't know how, because you know George R. R. Martin's got that guy that he rings up. So he's like, if he's writing something, he's like, oh right, so is this possible? Could I do this? Because he's written so much stuff that he basically needs to hire a scholar.
Yeah, he's got like
understands his. I wonder if
that's
Stephen
the thing.
King's got something similar.
It's not. He hasn't got a guy. He's got a team of people who keep track of the history of Westeros.
That's
so that
crazy.
He doesn't contradict himself. Yeah, it's mental. No wonder it takes him so fucking long to write a book.
I did see an interview with the two of them, with George R. R. Martin and Stephen King. They sit down on the stage and he goes, right, so Steve, first question, how the fuck do you write so fast?
I remember I watched an interview with George R. R. Martin and Stephen King. Might be that one.
It's probably the same thing. They're on stage somewhere.
But then, I think more authors than we expect have that, I think.
What,
I know that Brandon Sanderson has a guy or two who essentially fact check for him if he's like, have I done this, or what did I say about this person who's like some minor character and he wants to like glow them up, and he's just like, no, you sort of stabbed him through the heart with a shard blade, so maybe not. Pick a different fucking character.
Yeah, it must be a nightmare keeping track of stuff like that.
The thing, 100%, I think that's a job you would love. To fact check for Stephen King.
For Stephen King, 100%. But it would be a full-time job because there's all the books, then there's the films, then there's the TV show, and there's the disparities between the two of them. Then there's like the Dark Tower, which everything has to connect to in some way. I think.
Okay, maybe pick an easier author. I'm trying to think.
Lovecraft.
Just Dan Brown. Just no, he hasn't been to that city yet. You've written 6 books. There are more than 6 cities in the world, mate.
Yeah, Castle Rock's great fun. I do like it. I would like to go and eventually finish it. It's like all of these shows. I think they're all ones that I really like, but haven't carried on with. That's quite like rare.
The story of the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, you know, I should get better at that because I've got a bit more time on my hands now. You know, I'm not at work half as much. You know, because my days are shorter and I'm at home, so I don't have to worry about the commute or anything. So,
true. Have you started getting to the point that you can concentrate on your job and have TV on in the background?
No, absolutely not. I don't think I ever will. I just don't think my brain works like that. I really can't focus on more than one thing at a time.
Oh, well.
Unless it's like video games and a podcast or a film or something. Like I can have one on and listen to the other.
It's if it's something you need to be looking at as well.
Yeah, if I need to concentrate, because like, you know, if I'm playing Call of Duty, I can sort of, you know, semi do that mindlessly because it's pretty simple. But somewhere where I'm like, you know, looking at different engines on a website and that sort of thing, it just, I lose track pretty quick. So, but it would be nice to, because I would like to be able to, you know, listen to books like you do, and do so. I just don't understand how you can do the both, because I would just miss massive chunks of the book. It should be like doing one thing, like, and then he was dead. What? Ooh. Yeah. Are you done on Castle Rock?
Yeah. I think I was done like 10 minutes ago, but
oh, fair. My number 5. I went for Electric Dreams.
Oh, the Philip K. Dick thing.
Yes, I really, really liked it. I really, really liked that one.
I really liked it up until the point that I realised that each episode was going to be a different story.
That's kind of what I like about it. I like anthology stuff like that. You know, like Inside Number 9.
So that's the thing. I like Inside Number 9, but for I think different reasons. I don't. The anthology thing is a byproduct. I like. It's the same for me. Inside Number 9 is like campfire stories.
Yes, definitely. That's a really good way of putting it, actually.
But I think for like that sort of the production levels for Electric Dreams, what I want is like an anthology where it's a season per story. Does that make sense? Like,
it does. It does. But I think this is my whole thing about, you know, watching a TV show takes a lot of time. And I like that the story's done in 90 minutes.
I suppose it's the same with the Romanoffs as well, isn't it? That
Yeah.
was the same sort of thing.
Yeah, very similar.
And
That
then,
probably would have been better partnered with this, other than instead of the Terror.
what do you mean? I thought it was perfectly well paired. That nice modern day story about a Russian dynasty that may or may not have died out, and you know the film about a couple of ships
Yeah.
getting lost. I mean, people died.
I mean, to be fair, I think they had to really. They were getting the tone right with this one was important because it's the very first one, and I think they basically just went with the most Blade Runner-y story. It is pretty much
like
the story is
shiny
pretty
things,
much Blade Runner. Yeah,
shiny things, get them in.
go chase for this. You know, you're a detective looking for this. There's something weird going on that shouldn't be happening. Yeah. So, but yeah, Richard Madden's great. He's now become like a sign of quality for me because we did The Bodyguard later this year as well. That was fucking phenomenal.
The thing
Actually, had I watched that before? I can't remember. Because if I did, that changes my order. But doesn't matter.
no, I don't think you had, because I
Okay,
think I'd
well,
started
I
talking
forgot
to you about
that.
it and you were like, I haven't watched it yet, and I was like, oh shit, sorry, I assumed that you had.
Ah, okay. Well, that should have been in my top 5, but it doesn't matter. That's also very good.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I watched The Bodyguard, one because I was like, oh, this story seems pretty cool, but also because I was like, I've seen other people from Game of Thrones and other things.
Yeah.
But you died real early, so what the fuck have you been doing? It's like, oh, protecting the lady who died in Spooks. I see. Spoilers.
Everybody at some point, everybody in Spooks dies.
No.
Isn't Harry the only one that doesn't die?
No, the first team leader retires and doesn't die.
Is that the only other one? Because I'm pretty sure everybody else dies.
No, Kit Harington's character's still alive, but that was.
He was only in the film.
Yeah, so, you know, no, there's a few people. Some of the techies survive, but anyone, who's handed a gun pretty much dies. Yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
But no, Matthew McFadden, he survives. He's in the last episode and the first episode. But in the first episode, he's a spook, and in the last episode, I'm pretty sure he's an assassin. So, you know, transferable skills.
Bloody hell, that went well. Yeah, I mean, I think we said at the time, I kind of would be interested to see what the other episodes are like, because I know they're completely different.
It's one of those shows that I reckon you could probably get away with reading the synopsis and just being like, oh, that sounds great, I'll watch that one.
Yeah, it might be a good one to sort of pick and choose.
Because I can't remember, were they an hour long or were they 90 minutes?
I'm pretty sure they were 90 minutes, although I'm doubting myself, because it's a lot to pack into 90 minutes if it's not.
Yeah, because if they're 90 minutes, then they're just, it's just a short series of films made on a TV budget, which is almost more impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I really liked it. You know, I like it's something like a 50s gumshoe detective thing, but in in a
sci-fi body.
Yeah, totally. I really liked it.
That's the thing. It's stuff that, I think we talked about it before, but shows like that are good if you strip away the mods and cons and you just have like a good detective story underneath.
Yeah. It's the Marvel thing, isn't it? It's having different genre films, superhero films disguised as other genre films, you know.
Although I think they nail it better with like the TV shows. Like Jessica Jones, season 1, if you peel away all the Jessica Jones, it's just a pretty cool detective story. And if you peel away Daredevil, there's a bit of like lawyery, less so because there is a bit of lawyery, mostly vigilante justice sort of vibe.
Yeah, I really wish Daredevil was more sort of, it leaned more on the whole, like, you know, during the day you see the case, and then during the night you see what he does to influence it and something, and then go back to the courtroom. That would have been
almost
amazing.
If they did like an episode of each.
Yeah, pretty much. That would have been cool, but oh well.
Well,
First
you never
series
know.
was good fun.
It might come back to Disney Plus.
Yeah, maybe. What's your number 4?
Oh, my number 4. When They See Us.
Ooh.
I'll
tell you what.
When They See
we'll
Us
do.
stroke Chernobyl, but have you got it higher up the list?
What I think we'll do is, if we say a show and then it appears higher than that position it's been said in on the other person's list, we wait until that position to discuss it.
Deal. What's your
Cool.
number 4?
Yeah, well, we're not talking about When They See Us at the minute. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Oh, yeah. Would have been on my list, but I'd already
You'd
watched
seen it
it.
before. I like a couple of times, like being a horror fan, like finding these little gems. They, you know, you dream of finding this sort of thing, like just
finding being shown.
just yeah,
whatever.
just seeing these things that it's like, you know, this is exactly to my taste, and you know, not having had a clue what it was about, and then discovering it. You know, that's
So
why
that's
I
the
love
thing.
looking
I'm
for this sort of shit.
roughly sure that when. Do you remember
We
when were
started
in my
watching
flat
this.
and
No,
we
it wasn't your
watched it?
flat. It was your house in Hastings. 'Cause
Oh
it was
no!
really
I'm
late
pretty
at
sure,
night, and it was just on.
I'm pretty sure we discussed it before as well, because I think it was when you were around watching Inside Number 9. And I think I
maybe.
had said at that point, I was like, "Oh, you should check out Garth Marenghi's Dark Place." I think I had to look up the name, but I was like, "Yeah, because it's got Richard Ayoade in it. It's the first thing I'd ever seen him in."
And then it was in your Hastings house that we were just chatting, and we stuck the telly on, and it was just on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I remember we didn't watch much of it, but I remember seeing like
I think it was
the
like
miniature of
the
the
right
hospital.
tail end of the episode.
Yeah, but you know, I thought it was fucking amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's great. It's such a shame there's only 6 episodes, but also joyous that there's only like
Only
6 episodes.
Yeah. Just the thought of it, you know, alone. Like not the thought. Like the concept of it is, he's this horror author who's got ideas of, you know, delusions of grandeur about how amazing he is, and it's like, right, so we made this show back in the 80s, and here's the footage of it, and oh my god, just,
I
when
think
you
for me
watch
was,
it,
like, the little
knowing that
touches, the little like the 80s Channel 4 logo,
yeah,
wonderful touch. The stupid jump cuts around Richard Ayoade
oh, it's
acting
so
like
funny.
he can't act, like, it's great.
They're so funny when like he's just and he's just holding a different prop or something, or he's looking the other way. It's
Yeah, it's where it's the
So
switches
funny.
between the shovel, the polystyrene cup, the shovel, then it's the shovel in another hand, and then
Yeah.
it's quick cut to the same hand,
Crushing the
crushing the cup. It's brilliant. Interestingly, I was looking at episodes of Russell Brand's Under the Skin, because he did one recently, not super recently, but with Richard Ayoade, and they were actually talking about Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
really.
And it was bizarre because I was just like, I watched that like 2 weeks ago.
I might have to give that a little look then. If you looked far enough down on Under the Skin, you would find that Russell has done a podcast with my boss.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really good podcast episode as well.
Ah.
Because his wife
Isn't your whole
did
job just cutting stuff
hypnobirthing.
up like that now? It's me like, hey, remember when she met Russell Brand?
Well, that is. Do you follow them? Do you follow my company on Instagram? Because that is literally the thing that went out this weekend.
Oh, really?
that I made.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I just...
I made it this weekend. Well, I made it quite a while ago, but it finally went out this weekend, and we got loads of people like commenting on it and stuff. That was weird.
Did she meet Russell Brand? Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't go that far back. I got to sort of... I watched Richard Ayoade, and then he did one with... I almost called him David Brent.
Ricky Gervais.
Yep, you know who I mean.
Yeah, that was in lockdown. I need to go back and find that one. But he's got like he's on. There's a podcast app called Luminary that you have to pay to subscribe to. I think you can only get them on there. So.
Yeah, I think sometimes he does. Sometimes they're on YouTube. Some of them are. Some of them aren't.
Yeah, it's quite annoying actually because some of them I'm like, oh yeah, I would really like to listen to that one. Like he did one with Amanda Palmer. I was like, yeah, I definitely want to listen to that. But it's like I'm not going to subscribe.
I've discovered
to one episode.
The way to get me to watch podcasts is just have comedians on. And
watch podcasts.
Watch.
Do you mean listen to?
Well, no, because if they have a video element, I'll watch.
Ah, fair.
Because to be fair, that's how I found Bert Kreischer's podcast. He had Daniel Sloss on, and I was like, Daniel Sloss is on a podcast. Click. Oh, it's 3 hours long. Oh, where did those 3 hours go?
I listened to that about this time last year.
Have you
Well,
listened?
it might have been a
Because
bit
he had him
later.
back on again earlier this year.
No, I don't think I have. The last one I heard is when he tried cider for the first time.
Oh, no, that is, the day drinking podcast. That was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. And then I discovered all of like Bert Kreischer's comedy off the back of that. I was like,
Yeah,
this guy's funny.
he is great. To be fair, he is really good.
Have you just the promos he does for his shows? It's just like it's essentially just a video of he's like, I'm going on tour, and it's just him dancing in a Speedo. I was like, sure. Yeah. Looking at the list, like, they're all in the US though. But apparently he's done Edinburgh, apparently.
Oh, fair play.
But
oh yeah, that's the another. Just go back to Garth Marenghi. Another thing that really made me laugh in the pilot is when he said, "I'm one of the rare breeds of author that's actually written more books than I've read."
yeah, that's brilliant. Like,
so good. It's so good because it's like, it's a bit of a piss take of Stephen King, but like if Stephen King was a fucking moron. It's like Stephen King and David Brent in the same character.
Apparently, also from that podcast I listened to, apparently they did the press for it in character.
Yeah, I've just read that note on here, like saying that the creators confounded media sources by refusing to speak out of character or give real names or backgrounds. So good, man. It's such a shame that it was literally, 6 episodes, but
then that's the sort of thing that gives something that like cult appeal.
Yeah, I suppose that is. Yeah, I think that might be a key ingredient in something that's cult. Is that it's a limited thing. It's not a show that ran and ran and ran.
Yeah.
Or a film or whatever.
The only difference is between this and some other cult shows that we've watched and covered on the podcast, naming no names, Firefly. But is this one's good?
Oh dear. Yeah, I loved Garth Marenghi. I thought it was like someone had made a show out of my head. So
yeah, because I think I really like that it doesn't hide the fact that it's trying to be a B movie.
Yeah, like
which basically means you're just not trying. Like, but the trouble is to write and shoot it in a way that looks like you've tried to put effort in, but without the skills. Not without the skills, that's the wrong word, but like without the budget to get some tombstones that are made out of stone.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
little stuff, and it's just
it's so good. I do need to finish it. I've watched a couple more episodes. I do need to watch the rest of them. So fucking good. What's your number 3?
Deadly Class. Smashed it. Watched the whole thing. It's only one season.
Deadly
It's
Class is in my honourable mentions.
Oh.
So this was the good Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy is good.
It's not though.
In your opinion, which is wrong, it's not good. But
Yeah, it's not good.
Then why are they making it season 3?
Because they're not listening to me.
That's 'cause
I'm
you're
in the.
wrong. They're listening to the numbers.
I'm in the rare position of having made more TV shows than I've watched.
I mean, it's very different to Umbrella Academy because in Umbrella Academy they're like superheroes. In this, they're super murderers.
Assassins, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which it's weirdly, it did remind me a little bit of Wanted, because Wanted's like that. You know, in the film they're all assassins. In the comic, they're all superheroes.
Weird. I prefer assassins.
The Wanted comic is very different to the film, but the comic is really good.
But yeah, no, Deadly Class. You didn't watch more of it, or did?
No, I didn't. But I did really, really like it. It was a lot of fun.
Because it comes. The annoying thing is in the end is unsatisfying, because it sets up a season 2 that's never going to happen.
That's a shame. I can't. What's the premise of it? So the guy goes to the school for assassins, doesn't he?
Yeah. So he gets picked up essentially because there was a crime in the orphanage that he lived in where sort of everyone died.
That's right. Yeah.
And everyone thinks it was him. It actually turns out it wasn't. And the whole plot of the first season of the show is the guy who did do the heckin' murder is coming back and being like, "Don't you take credit for my horrible, horrible crime?" And it's just a bit mental. Nice. But it's really good, and it's got some like really good sort of like fighting set pieces, and there's quite a lot of humour in it, and it's got that sort of weird, cringy teen romance, but done at just the right level.
I was going to say, I thought it was done quite between him and the main girl. Is it?
Yeah, it's. I
thought their relationship was quite good.
It is done. It's done really well, and but it has all of the trappings of like, you're in a boarding school, so they just kind of fuck around, and there's loads of really cool, like really small, short character arcs, but you get to learn a lot about each character. It's like they were planning on making a lot more of this fucking TV show, because they don't go super in detail on every character, but they give you
enough.
Yeah, I think of like there's sort of 6-ish main characters that you get a bit of their backstory for, and with a lot of them they do the backstories animated. Which is really cool, and they're all done in different styles, because obviously they segregate each character, all the characters, by stereotype. I mean, personality. So you have like the gangbangers and the
it's almost like a prison in that way.
And then it's really good. It's a shame there's not more of it, but again, it might be one of those things that if a show runs too long, it'll get shit. Looking at you, Walking Dead, I haven't even tried to keep up. It's just, I've given up.
Although it was only recently that they've announced that actually Walking Dead is going to finish.
Only 4 years too late.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Get the message. But like, was it on season 11 it's now going to finish, but they're still doing movies?
Just give up. Like, and they'll probably still have the spin-offs and stuff as well.
Yeah, like it's... I feel like they're trying to make this a huge franchise, like universe almost, and I just think it's run out of gas.
Yeah, it's essentially, it started off as quite a good zombie, but now it's decomposed.
Hey, nice. So hang on, what have we got? We've got the spin-off of Fear the Walking Dead has been renewed for a 6th season. A second spin-off, The Walking Dead World Beyond, is set to premiere in 2020.
Where's that set?
I don't know. AMC announced plans for 3 films to follow Rick's story after Lincoln's departure. In 2020, fuck's sake, 2 further spin-offs were announced. One focused on Reedus and McBride's characters, and an anthology series to feature individual character backstories. Why? I guess it's just because it's making money, but... What's this one then? So this is Nebraska.
If they don't do Daryl's backstory right, and if they don't get fucking Aaron Paul to turn up as that fucking drug dealer he's talking about, I would be so pissed. I don't think in a TV show I've ever wanted anything more, apart from like for Joffrey to die, but that happened.
Yeah.
And then for Carter, he did die eventually, but just not when he got shot in the fucking face. Grrr.
So World Beyond is set in Nebraska 10 years after the apocalypse. It's 2 female protagonists and focuses on the first generation to come of age in the apocalypse as we know it.
Oh yeah, the World Beyond.
Some will become
Middle
heroes,
America.
some will become villains. In the end, all of them will be changed forever.
See,
sounds
that's the
a bit
thing.
like The
Like,
Stand.
right, so American TV show goes, oh, we're going to do one called The World Beyond.
It's
That
the
we're
same
just going to
fucking
set
show.
in the middle of America. We're just going to say it's somewhere in America. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I don't think you've really understood the world and how it works and how it has different countries. Anyway, yeah, that's too much Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Deadly Class is better.
That's true.
Because there are some of these kids that you go, fucking hate them, and they die. Not like Carl. Fucking Carl just sticks around, just refusing to die. What was your number 3?
Where are we? Number 3. My number 3 is The Terror.
The Boot. That was one of my honourable mentions.
I really liked it. Like, just I really like when you can quite obviously see the mechanics of a story, and the fact of it is like there's 2 ships, so you know whatever happens, there's one can't communicate with the other, but if they want to, it's going to take time and potentially quite a lot of effort and danger. So like to get one boat from one ship to the other and then back and forth and stuff, and then factor in you've got something that's haunting them and the paranoia that's going to set in around what it is, and that fucking sequence where he's in the deep sea diving suit and he's underwater, and I have a real thing about underwater. Fucking brilliant. I thought it was fucking brilliant. I loved it.
That's the thing, and it's because what's good is that in that show they have 2 protagonists, the wrong word, antagonists, because they have the thing that's haunting them
And the
and
location.
the conditions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and also so many really good actors in it.
Yeah.
Like, really brilliant actors. Yeah, I really do need to continue with this one because it really sounds like up my street again. Sort of, you know.
I hope there's
horror
just a
story
whole
with
episode
these
that's
2
set underwater.
ships. Ugh, no, that would be silly. But it's like Lovecraftian as well, a little bit. Like there's, you know,
What I liked is that it didn't
the
show you anything
yeah.
straight away. It just went. It just they did some spooky shit, and then they just went.
I'll tell you
Okay.
the other spooky shit is when the chap's he's dying, and he can see the guy stood behind the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me, so good. I don't know if there's going to be more after the
There is a second season.
season 2. Oh, possible 3rd season. Oh, there might be a 3rd season. But yeah, there is a second one.
Yeah, that's another anthology one, isn't it?
What's that?
The Terror, another anthology show.
Is it?
I think so, because I don't think season 2 has the same cast.
It might just tell like a different story, maybe.
I think the stories are all going
perhaps
to be
it is.
themed around probably boats and maybe boats getting lost in the north.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's even cooler then. Like if there's multiple, you're building on the legend of you know these ships disappearing and stuff. Oh man, yeah.
Can you imagine if rather than like, because you know most anthology shows move forward in time.
If it just keeps going back.
Yeah, if it goes, oh, the haunting in that one was from this story, but
Yeah.
this story was haunted by one from fucking this story.
Oh man, that would be so fucking cool.
Like a reverse origin story.
That'd be great. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I fucking loved it, and
Nick,
it's
do you know what would be good? Is if we were in any way talented enough to write TV shows.
yeah.
We have some banging ideas, and we've watched a lot of telly.
That's true. We know what to avoid.
We can make a fucking banging pilot.
We sit back and go, we did it. 6 years of getting to this position, and now we're finally ready to premiere our pilot. And we press play, and we realise accidentally we've done a shot-for-shot remake of Entourage.
Oh god. I'd just fucking kill myself.
Yeah, I'd kill you too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd just be like, we'll go celebrate. Come on, we're going up the Shard.
Yeah.
Oh, did you know they've installed a slide? It's just the side of the building. Yay! Splat. That's what you get for fucking making Entourage. Piece of shit.
Yeah, I've not really got much more to say on The Terror. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I keep meaning to go back and watch it, but there have just been so many shows that I've wanted to watch this year, and then shows that I've watched, not for the podcast, thinking that they're for the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm pretty sure I watched Shooter this year. Like, oh, it's not on the fucking list.
Right, come on then. Let's get to it. Your number 2, please.
My number 2.
I think I know what it is. Go on.
What do you think it is?
No, I'm not going to say.
Have a guess.
No.
Go on.
No, you tell me.
No, if you don't guess, I'm going to change it and it's going to be hindsight.
Alright. Fucking hell. I think it might be Chernobyl.
Oh, no. Incorrect.
Oh! Thrown me.
Haunting of Hill House.
Fucking hell, really?
Yeah. Because
I had that down for your number 1.
Wrong. Again. Yeah, no, Haunting of Hill House.
Okay.
Fucking incredible. Loved it.
We
Can't wait for Blythe Manor.
I think we're going to do a rerun of Haunting of Hill House in the run-up to Bly Manor. Did you know... Oh my god, I'm doing this on the podcast. Did you know...
Are you inviting me down?
No, fuck that.
Oh.
There's a number that you can phone, and it gives you a little message which is relevant to Bly Manor. Just give me 2 minutes. Phil, I'm just going to find the number. That's... Nope. No.
Oh, I thought you were calling me by my dad's name. I didn't realise you meant fill in the awkward silence.
Fill in the dead air.
Just let me call my dad. I'll get him to fill.
Oh dear. Here we go. Right. I'm going to put this on speaker. I'm going to put this on speaker so you can hear what this says. It's really creepy. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Hi, you've reached the Ingress family at Bly Manor. We're not here right now. If you're calling about the open nanny position, interviews will be conducted by our Uncle Henry in 5 days. It'll be perfectly splendid. We can't wait to meet you.
Goosebumps, mate. Creepy children singing. Fucking, kill them all.
Well, this is the thing, because he says 5 days. I thought if you ring back the next day, it'd be like 4 days, and it was like an announcement for a trailer or something.
Is it not?
Well, the trailer did come out, but I think they just forgot about it and just didn't update it.
But yeah, no, I super enjoyed season 1.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to the next, because it's the same cast, different story, right?
Yeah, and different characters, completely different.
Yeah. And yeah, it was good. Like the ending where it's like, I can't remember the character's name, but you see her going like back through her own timeline as
Nell.
like as the ghost haunting
The bent
her.
neck lady. Yeah.
That was just great. And because the haunting stuff was weird enough that you're sort of like, yeah, this would scare the shit out of me as a child.
Mm.
And if it was sort of really happening, it would probably freak me out a bit as an adult as well.
Yeah, definitely. It was the first and only time I've had sleep paralysis was because of this show. So you know, Nell's got the bent neck lady hovering over her.
Correct.
I dreamt that happened, and I couldn't move. But because that had happened, like, I was like, oh, well, I guess this is a dream then. And it's only the second time I've had any sort of lucid dreaming, like any control over it. So then I was like, oh, okay, well, if this has happened, then I'm just going to wake up then. And then I woke up. It was amazing. And quite scary. But like the floating guy, what they call him, the tall man,
Yeah.
and the bent neck lady are fucking great horror creations. They're really, really spooky. They're really, really cool. But did you? Now that you finished it, I can. We can chat about this. So you know the Red Room.
Correct.
So do you remember at the very end you see Luke with his cake on, like, it's the anniversary of him being sober or something, I think.
Yes.
Or is it or is it actually his birthday? Can't remember.
I'm
Basically,
going to assume so, but it seems like they'd celebrate that way more than his birthday. Unless it was like congratulations, you survived, you fucking junkie.
There's an implication that whenever there's, you know, well, because they go into the Red Room in the very last... Is it the last episode or second to last they go into? Anyway, they eventually get in the Red Room, and they're all presented with situations that are pretty grisly. Right at the end of the show, it's all like, oh, yeah, everything's okay, da 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 da. But the cake that they give Luke is red. And a lot of people have taken that to mean that, oh no, they're all still in the Red Room. They're all just imagining that all this happy shit's happening.
Oh,
and they actually all just die in the Red Room.
Oh, that's sad. But also makes way more sense than them getting away alive.
Yeah. But this is the trouble with, like, this is something that I'm now, like, realise it, you know, with horror stuff, you know, I'm getting to the point where if the ending of the story is just, you know, oh fuck it, they all died, and I'm kind of like, well, what's the point? Because no one's learnt anything and no one's grown into it. But then, I don't know. I think with a story like Hill House, that would leave a sour taste more if they just all died. Because but they were such great characters. It would be really nice for them to have something. But like if it's a slasher, it's like, oh, I don't care if Paris Hilton's getting impaled through the head with a pipe or something. That's fine.
That's just a Saturday night.
Okay.
No, I know what you mean. I think especially the payoff has to be good for a TV show, like a 10 episode. So something that you stick like 10 hours into, that payoff has to be right. But I think even if they do all eventually die inside the Red Room, having them just sort of be trapped there imagining shit is great.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, I watched a really short documentary about the Amityville Horror House.
Oh yeah.
Like the house that it's all sort of based on, and was like, huh. And now I'm convinced that I think pretty much every single show that's a horror based on a house that's haunted is just loosely based on that house where dude murdered his whole family, then some spooky shit happened to the next people who moved in, and then nothing's ever happened again. But you know, those first two families, like, really weird shit happened to them. Because I think, wasn't there an implication that, like, I need to watch it again. I can't.
Yeah.
I can barely remember the stuff. I think I shouldn't have watched it in like a week.
There's quite a few people I know who are doing a rewatch of it ahead of Bly Manor coming out.
When does
I
that come
can't
out?
wait. It's next month. It's real soon. I think it's the 9th of October, perhaps.
Oh shit, that is real soon.
I can't remember, but it's an adaptation of The Turning of the Screw. Sorry, The Turn of the Screw. When's it coming out? The Haunting of Bly Manor. Oh, yeah, premiere on Netflix on 9th of October.
Exciting. Might need to book a couple of dates. Oh, that's a Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, great. I'm doing it over the weekend. Do you want to come down for it?
Yep.
Cool. I don't think we're doing anything, but now you're coming down, we're going to watch Haunting of Bly Manor all in one go. Oh, we could do a little Halloween party.
Yeah, like 3 weeks early, but...
Yeah. Oh, hang on, that's oh shit, that's in, so on Friday it's in 1, 2, 3 weeks time. 3 weeks Friday.
Shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, so that was my number 2.
Yeah.
What's
I really
your
hope they
number
don't
2?
fuck it. My number 2 is Chernobyl.
That is an honourable mention of mine, and I will explain for why. When
I've got a feeling I know what your number 1 is now.
Shit, it's obvious, isn't it? Well, see, I was wanting to put When They See Us and Chernobyl in like a all-in-one thing because I just really enjoyed watching them both in the same afternoon.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then. my number one is When They See Us. So let's do them both at the same time, and then we can end on your number one. So because that's one of the best pairings we've had throughout the entire run of doing this, because
I don't think either of them would have worked without the other.
No, I don't think it's happened before where I've never had two shows that we've done in the same episode.
I really enjoyed recording that.
Mm.
Which is weird, because I was like, it's taking you 5 years to fucking enjoy this shit.
We got there eventually.
Yeah.
But no, like I've never had two shows like in one episode that we've done in my top 5 list. So the fact that it was the
and
thing
they're number
of,
one and
historical and stuff. Yeah, like I think When They See Us probably more potent and powerful this year than it would have done any other year, because of how much the BLM movement kicked back into gear again, which was obviously fucking great. I mean, I say great, it's a shame that it has to be, but
yeah, well, no, it's fine. We just forgot what the word "all" meant.
But yeah, and I think we actually had a pretty decent discussion on it. On
it's the first time until today that a podcast's gone anywhere near an hour as well.
Yeah, that's very true.
It didn't feel like it at all.
No, it fucking flew, didn't it?
And that's the thing. So the TV show was just a level of like depressing and thought-provoking.
That was the thing. Do you know the moment that really sticks out to me? And I think about it quite a lot. But it's when the kids are being interrogated. I cannot remember which character it is, because it was some weeks ago now. But when the cop says to him, is it Lawrence? He's saying Lawrence is saying that you did this, and the kid looks at him and goes, "Who's Lawrence?" And you just know that it's so obvious what they're doing.
Well, I think the moment for me where it sticks out is when they're looking at the timeline and they're just going, "This timeline doesn't really add up." And she just sort of goes, "But they did it." And it's like, that's not how evidence works, lady.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then I'm also like, I did some reading off the back of it. I think before we did the episode, because I was like, "Oh fuck, this is heavy." Need to find out what the fuck happened around this.
Yeah.
But then later on, like, I think I found out like a week or two later that, or it might have been in the same sort of little bit of reading about it, that Donald Trump had some opinions.
Oh yeah. I think we spoke about this in the episode.
Yeah, because he was like, bring back the death penalty.
And also,
like, he said, you'd have been wrong. You'd have killed 5
kids.
Yeah, 5 young black men just because they were in the wrong park.
Yeah, because it fits your narrative of things. But also, like in his presidential campaign, he doubled down on it. He said, "Yeah, they probably did it," while he was running for office. Which, that's a whole thing we've got to deal with before the year's out as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun.
And Russia's just fucking assassinating people. Allegedly assassinating people. Again, allegedly. But yeah, it's just, I think, it was such a weird year to watch that show. Because it was so still relevant. And then you just sort of sat there like, this is a story that happened like 20 years ago, and very little has changed, apart from now we have camera phones.
Yeah.
Now we get to see more stories like this as they happen, which is terrifying, but good that it spreads so quickly. But
yeah, I remember talking to Mitch, actually, our friend Mitch, and he said to me that he saw a video of this young black kid, who's on his driveway playing with a basketball, notices a cop car's coming, he hides behind a car. He's like, that's his instinct, because he knows that it's dangerous. As a young black man, you need to avoid those cops, because you could get yourself into a situation. It was only a few weeks ago, wasn't it? There was another chap who shot in the back.
Yeah.
It's like, do you not think after this year... But then equally, someone else showed me this thing. It's like, you actually need to do more hours training to become a hairdresser in America than you do a cop. So, maybe address that.
Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know, make it a special privilege to carry a gun.
Yeah, maybe take
Just-
all the fucking guns away.
Yeah, it's mind blowing that such a simple idea. And the trouble, like, so I've had that discussion with some Americans, where I'm like, but what if you just got rid of some of the guns?
Yeah.
And they just went, yeah, but have you seen the size of America? And I was like, yes. I've seen the size of your population too. That many cunts shouldn't have guns.
Yeah.
And
Also, you can only operate one gun at a time. Why do you need a whole bunch of...
I think they're trying to Heisenberg it. Buying loads of cars as well. But yeah, like, and it's a story of a thing that I'm actually, yeah, both of those shows were shows that I've not something I've ever experienced because I've never melted down a nuclear power plant.
I mean, I did once. Never again.
Yeah, well, it's the sort of thing you can only really do once before you're sort of unhireable. Because you're sort of there, like,
Hey,
Like,
not at Asda, all right?
like
They don't give a
half your face is a bit melty, and you're like, yeah, no, I was a safety technician at Chernobyl. And they're just like, oh, and you want to work here? Like, yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah, oh yeah, and you want to work in our fridges, do you?
yeah. Just so what have you learned from any mistakes? Like, yeah. If someone tells you to dump loads of water into an overheating nuclear reactor, don't. Because, as it turns out, they explode.
Oh man.
But, yeah, no, it was such a intense couple of, like, episodes, because they're true. And, like, the trouble is, you know, most of the characters that you see in Chernobyl are going to die.
Yeah.
And the 5 protagonists of...
They'll see us. Oh, sorry, when they see us.
Yeah, you know that their lives are going to be massively different.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I want to watch more of. I want to finish both of them. But like, there's such a. I need to be in like. I need to come home in a good mood.
Yeah, it's not one that you just pop. If you've had a tricky day, you know, you don't just pop it on and be like, yeah, this will be fine.
Yeah. Because yeah, it will just make your mood spiral. You know, what's the point? But so.
Go on, then. So I think
So
we've covered.
okay. So
We've
you
given-
think you know my number one? Should we just run through the honourable mentions just in case we've
Okay.
forgotten anything?
Yeah, go on then.
So my first honourable mention: Gavin and Stacey. The American version is Us and Them, because it was way better than it had any fucking right to be. So I had to throw it on there.
Wait, Us and Them or Gavin and Stacey?
Us and Them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gavin and
Yeah,
Stacey,
yeah.
but the American version.
Yep.
It's Us and Them. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I had The Terror.
Yep. Which
Uh,
is my number 3.
yeah, Unforgotten, because
I
it was-
forgot it.
it was-
It's Sanjeev Bhaskar, isn't it?
yeah, and
Yeah,
oh,
and that amazing actress whose name I can never remember.
Nicola Walker.
I'll go with
Um, yeah, she was in Spooks. That's why I know who she is.
that. Of course.
Because it was great. I watched the whole first season and then the start of season 2 and just kind of went, I think 1 was maybe enough for me. Jack Ryan, because I watched all of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was good, fun. Not as good as the main list. And as an honourable mention, the show that was so bad I enjoyed it. Hindsight.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like, it's not a good it's not good. It's not well written.
No, it's not.
There's a really funny joke in about film students that you would hate.
Wait, hang on. Which one's Hindsight again? I can never remember between the two.
Hindsight is the...
Is it the lift one?
Yeah, I'm in a lift and now I'm back in time.
Oh, fucking hell. That was dreadful.
Yeah.
Younger actually was the worst because it was offensive.
Yeah, see? So Hindsight was the better of two evils.
Oh, my God.
And, like, it was... Whew, fucking right. There's a clip about, like, I think it's, like, halfway through one of the episodes where one of the characters is like, I don't really understand why I went and did film studies. Such a useless degree. I've never used it. And I was just like,
Excuse me?
I know someone.
No. Let's just get one thing straight, okay? I'm not qualified to do much in this world, but among my qualifications, I'll just rattle them off to you here. I can drive a trailer.
Yeah.
I can buy industrial strength weed killer.
Yeah.
I can teach hypnobirthing classes.
Yeah.
And I have a degree in film. I don't know at what point you don't need one of the 4 of those subjects.
No, yeah, but she's specifically slagging off her film studies bit.
Well, clearly, she is a fucking moron in a terrible show.
Fair. I mean, she went back to like the 90s, so
Yeah, when films were better.
yeah, but they came on tapes and you had to rewind them.
But
if you had one of those dodgy TVs that doesn't like blank the screen as it's rewinding, you see the whole fucking thing in reverse.
Well, it's because you need to hit stop and rewind. I think you'll find.
I think you'll find I'll rewind things however I want, which is just go. Someone else do this.
To be fair,
don't want to watch the film backwards again.
I think my one of, if not the most watched VHS I owned was Attack of the Clones.
Well, now you've got a new fresh copy.
Yeah, I actually don't know where it is. It's in storage somewhere, but I was thinking about videotapes the other day because like I quite like how, you know, chunky they are. They're really quite nostalgic. I like them. Like I had a couple of Star Wars videos, and it was like before George Lucas went back and fucked them up. And I really wish I could still watch those, the unedited editions. I bet they're going for fucking loads on eBay now.
Probably. Someone's probably recorded them and uploaded them somewhere.
Well, there's the despecialized versions, isn't there, that you can get?
Yeah, we used to, at some point on like a Saturday morning, just pull out all of the videos and just stack them up into towers.
Ah, yeah, we used to do that. That's really
like
funny.
Big Jenga things, and then we'd throw things at them and make them fall over.
Yeah.
But there was a weird year where Mum and Dad were like, "Stop fucking doing that. It's not funny anymore."
That is weird. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get a CRT. They're all over the place. There's loads of them on eBay, and they're actually really cheap. So now I'm gonna have to buy a fucking CRT telly and a VHS player.
You're welcome.
Oh,
the gift
great.
that keeps on giving.
Oh man, my neighbour used to have these editions of the Star Wars videos. Oh man, it's making me feel all warm and fuzzy. Right, VHS player. How much are you?
Can we do my number 1 now?
No,
Okay.
we haven't done my honourable mentions yet. Right.
Oh yeah. What are your honourable mentions? Let's get them out of the way.
Siren.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yep, that was just silly fun. Quite enjoyed that. Romanovs. I did really enjoy that. Like, you know, the first one we watched. That was good
That's
fun.
the thing. I think we said at the time, we were like, "This is good," but I think we both sort of went, "I'm only going to watch this one."
Yeah, for sure. Then it was. So I've done that one. Deadly Class. You've mentioned. Bodyguard, which had I thought about it would have been way higher on my list because we actually did watch the entire thing in about a week. 11/22/63 we've mentioned, that was good fun. Counterpart I thought was amazing. Just missed out to Electric Dreams because
we did them together, didn't we?
Yeah, I did want to put Counterpart as, you know, one of the it was between Counterpart and Electric Dreams for the 5th spot, and the only reason I put Electric Dreams was because I can remember more of Electric Dreams. And then Sharp Objects, which was fucking brilliant.
I still remember. I went back and listened to the Sharp Objects one just to get your like, because I remember we were talking about it. And I just went, "Oh, did you not notice this bit at the end?" You were like, "No," because you were like, "I watched it on my phone."
Yeah, yeah, like, that's right. And I
you
just
had to
didn't see her
big,
body. No,
and you were like, "Oh, fucking," because I think if I remember rightly, up until that point, you were like, "It's all right."
Yeah.
And then you saw that, and you were like,
and then I was like,
"What?"
"Oh shit, this is actually amazing."
Yeah. I think there's so many shows from this year that I want to watch, like the rest of.
There's more than I thought, actually, now that I'm looking back down the list, to be fair.
I think genuinely about half of the shows we've done this year I'd quite like to watch more of.
Yeah.
Right.
On, let's have it.
Okay. So, do you remember back in
way back in
season 2 when I showed you a show that I really love as Comfort Telly.
Mm-hmm.
And then also in season 1 we did Him and Her, which was Comfort Telly for us both. So this year you introduced me to your Comfort Telly.
Oh yeah.
Us and Them. the British version, which is
We're
Gavin
not
and
doing this
Stacey.
podcast ever again.
Like if I actually say it's Us and Them.
Yeah.
So Gavin and Stacey.
Yep.
I will admit I watched it a little bit earlier than I needed to for the podcast, but it's because I had a weekend where I wasn't doing anything, and I was just like, I think if I start watching this in the morning and I enjoy it, I want to just do the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So Sunday came around and I finished it. And I was watching the Christmas special and fucking loved it.
Yep. Wait, so hang on. Have you watched the most recent Christmas special as well? The one from last year?
Yeah, I've watched the whole.
Oh, good.
So yeah, that's the thing. I'm just sat there like, because the thing, if you watch it all back to back, you sort of go, oh, the Christmas special's a bit of a fucking jump. Having never seen it before, I was like,
we did the real life waiting.
yeah, I was sort of sat there like, where the fuck do these kids come from?
Oh,
But
yeah.
like,
that was
so good.
Lisa. When I went off to uni, Lisa figured, you probably want some home comforts and stuff. So she bought me another. So she owned the DVDs, and then she bought me the box set to go away with. And in the first few weeks of uni, I had it on repeat. Like I used to come in from uni or go to the pub or whatever, sit down at my desk, and I would just watch.
That's true, right? It was most likely the
Gavin
pub.
and Stacey. Yeah, it definitely was the pub. Yeah, it's fucking great, man. Like we watch it, you know, at the very least 4 or 5 times a year. We go through the whole thing,
And
just
that's
like
the
in
thing,
the background, and
because I
while
didn't
we're doing
realise
other
how
bits.
little off it there was.
Yeah, the 3 series, they go real quick. So it's the 3 series and 2 Christmas specials, isn't it? So
Yeah, and that's the thing. I like. It's the same with Him and Her, because now that we're talking about Comfort Telly, we can just talk about all the great stuff that we love.
Yep.
Like they're so good because they're quite short, like very repeatable seasons, so you can just like watch them on a loop.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with all 3 of those shows. They all have that similar, like between Him and Her, Gavin and Stacey, Gilmore Girls, is they all have that. It's just a real life situations with exaggerated characters,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
a lot of
it
shows
just works.
pretend to be, but then they also have exaggerated situations.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of those their stuff is all very like mundane. Like the actual stories are mundane, and it's the characters that make it entertaining.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, all they're really
it's-
missing is unreliable narrators and lots of
static
static
shot.
camera shots. I'd be golden. Like these would be the best shows ever made. I would watch nothing else.
That's a good last minute entry, for the top spot. It literally, Gavin Stacey slid in and took the top spot in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Oh. It
It
was
could have been worse. I could have ruined our friendship by being like, Us and Them was way better.
disgusting. I think it's been a decent year of
It has been, and
of telly that we've had.
and that's the thing. I keep looking at next year, and I'm like, oh, some of these are going to be good. But we got 3 Stephen King shows in for next year.
Yep. Wait, what's the third one?
There's Under the Dome.
Oh yeah,
The
that's it.
Stand,
Under the
and
Dome.
The Outsider.
Yeah.
Last Kingdom's meant to be good.
No idea what that is. This is the thing. Like I always say,
I'm really looking forward to Cucumber and Banana.
my mum's been on about me to watch those for literal years. So when that comes out in October 2021, she's going to be over the bloody moon.
I'm looking forward to Glitch as well, because that sounded
I don't know what
interesting.
it
It's a Netflix show about people who just stop being dead.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, there are a load of
there was a
shows on there.
French show like that a little while ago. Like the thing's called like The Returned or something, where a load of dead people just came back. or something.
Vaguely heard about. I'm looking forward to watching Afterlife finally.
Oh, that's good fun. Yeah, it's as always. It's you know the shows that I have no idea what they are. Those are the ones I look forward to.
I'm looking forward to Peaky
That's
Blinders and Gentleman Jack as well.
Yeah,
I've already watched Peaky Blinders, but I'm also looking forward to Lovecraft Country and 2 Weeks to Live. Like
Lovecraft Country is amazing. Again,
well, you've excluded it from your top 5 already.
I have, yeah, but I've started reading the book of it as well. Actually, I bought the book a little while ago.
I was looking forward to finally seeing the What We Do in the Shadows TV show.
I started watching that a little while ago, actually.
I'm also looking forward to Norseman because it looks like funny Vikings.
I had started watching Norseman and I switched it off because Lisa wasn't feeling it. But that's fine. Oh my god, 298. Oh, so at the end of next series, we will have done 300 shows, TV shows.
Nearly 300 because the one you've just added.
Oh no,
is a top 5.
Oh, we'll have to do a bonus one in the meantime. We got time. We can stick a bonus one out.
What do you mean? We need to get going. It's January.
Oh yeah, sorry. No. Oh, it's in 3 hours. It's 2021, and we can all say goodbye to this shit of a year. Saying that,
can you imagine if 2021's worse?
Oh god. Well, I mean, I did all right this year. I got a new car, got a new job, sold the flat, got a house.
I got a motorbike.
You got a motorbike. You know, we're all going up in the world.
Yeah. Unless Donald Trump wins the election. What? Oh, I mean, I'll have to edit it when it gets round to it. Oh no, Donald Trump won the election. The world's fucked. Or,
okay. Oh yeah, Bernie. Wait, is he? No, he pulled out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, I was banking on him. I like him.
No, it's the other guy,
Biden. Yeah, no, I'd rather have Bernie Sanders.
Well, it's fine because the other guy's just been biding his time, and that's the end of the year.